this. Yeah. Hello, everybody. It's the Tuesday night comic book stream. I'm Aaron. This is Susie.
Hello.
And we're here for fantasy books and games. We're going to show off some new comics that come out tomorrow. There is a lot of stuff that's coming out. We don't even have time for hijinks, so we're just gonna go
Hop
right into it. You know what I normally like to start out with.
What do you like to start out with, Aaron?
I like to start out with facsimile reprints.
Of course.
And we're not starting out with that today. We are going to start out with a very brief plug for the store. This Saturday, the 27th, is Local Comic Shop Day. And we're going to have several local comic book creators in the store selling books, signing books, doing art, doing all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be set up here with a lot of my comics that I make. I will have copies of my comic autographical, some of my mini comics, my zines. I have the original Lady Killers.
See, it looks just like him.
Yeah, it looks. It's this is like a, we'll call it like an autographical spin-off where it's like it's not actually me, but it's basically me. You know, you can tell. Whereas this one, this is all very obviously me.
Yes, the different sagas of Aaron.
Yes, my different eras.
And wait, we do have to say that one of my favorite things about this is there's always some really fun cat drawings.
Yes, my wife did this back cover, and she will be here too on Saturday with some of her art. Another thing that I will have that I'm a little excited to announce is several months ago we kickstarted the second issue of my comic Hamlet Mania. Now we haven't gotten all of the main cover, so like I'm not going to have that, so I can't send out my backer rewards just yet.
Sure.
But we're going to have a few copies, a very limited amount of the exclusive two of the variant covers. So we're going to have, this one is called the Fringe variant of issue 2. This is by artist Greg McCrary, and we will have the this is a variant cover, like I said, but it is.
And he will also be in
attendance. And he will be here as well. So my buddy Greg will be there, and we will have the first issue, the regular version of the first issue, and a few copies of the exclusive variant cover. And we will also have a few copies of the exclusive variant cover that is by artist Paco Manchild, is what he goes by. And he will also be here.
So many creators
this Saturday. So he will have. So
he is Goat.
He is, yes. Greg is Goat, and Paco Manchild, who did this cover, will be there. So you can come in on Saturday, and you can get an exclusive special version of Hamlet Mania 2, and you can get it signed by me, the writer, Greg, the artist, and Paco Manchild, the variant cover artist.
What a cool,
very
collection of signatures.
Very special opportunity, because it's very difficult to get 3 people in the same room at the same time,
especially 3 comic
book creators. Yeah,
we don't tend to leave the house.
Exactly. But there's going to be a few other people here. One of them, I believe, is you, Susie. Is that correct?
You know it is.
So Susie will be here signing copies of Rick and Morty. What else are you going to have?
Well, we're going to have some Boyd Silver stuff, like Jacksepticeye. I'm sure I could pull some of the Wayne Family Adventure stuff.
Sure, yeah. We have a lot of books that she has worked on for sale in the store. So you can just buy it off the shelf and get it signed by her.
Yeah, and then I'll be bringing my Posca markers as well, so I'll be able to do full color doodles.
Do sketches. Yeah, I've seen some of your remarks that you do on covers, and it is not fair to call it a sketch. Almost not fair to even call it a remark, because it's like a full piece of art.
I go all out on it. It's
you really do. It's wild. So yeah, make sure you come into the store on Saturday, September 27th, from 12 p.m. noon till 4 p.m. We're going to have artists signing and local artists, local creators signing and selling comics.
Lots of fun prints and stuff too. Like Andy does some really cool. My friend Andy Kluth is going to be there. He has some amazing arts, and it's just going to be a fun day all around, because we're going to have like a comic creating seminar. We're going to have a trivia night. So
I'm looking forward to the comic book trivia.
Yes.
Not to brag or anything, but I wrote a lot of the questions, so they're going to be hard.
Is anyone going to win? Yeah, and then sales all around. We're going to have so many back issues for sale.
Yeah, 25-cent bins.
Yep.
Comics for 25 cents. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what a deal.
Make sure, like I say, come on. You got to get your Pikachu Ketchup t-shirt. Yeah, that's he's the artist. He did that. Jessica and I both got those shirts from him.
No kidding.
The gotta catch up Mamal or whatever.
Yes.
for the Collinsville
I
Ketchup
love
Water
his
Tower.
work. I figured it
Yeah,
would do really well here.
I'm sure he will. But yeah, so anyway, now that we got the plug out of the way,
Yep.
let's talk some comic books, and even more importantly, let's talk about some facsimiles.
Heck yeah.
Coming out tomorrow. This is one of my go-to facsimiles. X-Men. This is Uncanny X-Men number 139. As I said before, Marvel is reprinting the Dark Phoenix saga comics, and this isn't really a part of the Dark Phoenix saga. This is the first issue after the let's see, what did I issue 138. We talked about that, and that's the one where Cyclops left the group, which
Yes.
was kind of the epilogue for the Dark Phoenix saga. So they did the. I mean, I know you've read it, Susie. I know you're
Yeah.
intimately familiar with the Uncanny X-Men comics of the early '80s. But so this is the first issue that's like, it's not really a part of the Dark Phoenix saga. It's just the new beginning of the X-Men.
Ah.
And this is the first issue that Cyclops is not in it. He's officially left the book, and it's a completely new team. Storm becomes the leader of the. This is where you kind of really do enter into a new era. It's all new characters. You see here,
Wild.
Angel comes in as just like a ringer to help them train because he's like a veteran mutant, but he's not
Yeah.
really. He doesn't join the team, but they have to have somebody recognizable in the book
Oh,
because
sure.
all these new characters. Of course, I'm joking because by this point, Wolverine and Colossus and Storm and they've all become really the beloved new characters. But
Yes.
anyway, so I really like that Marvel is reprinting these. This is a particularly uh, fun cover. This is that classic cover of Kitty Pryde joins the X-Men. Hope you survive the experience. This is something that gets homaged a lot. It's one of those types of covers.
Yes.
But anyway, very cool that Marvel is doing that. Even cooler, another facsimile that's coming out tomorrow, and it almost doesn't fit on camera. This
We'll see.
is New Fun Comics number 1. This is the Treasury edition. It's an oversized, because this is like the new thing now, is Treasury editions where
I
they
know.
print
Where
these
are we
giant
gonna?
books.
Where are we gonna fit all these?
Do you know what is significant about this comic book, Susie?
That one in particular?
Yes. This comic was printed in 1935.
I am not too sure.
This is largely considered the first comic that DC Comics ever published.
Oh.
This is they weren't called DC Comics back then. They were called National. I think it was National or National Allied, something like that.
Sure.
But the company would go on to rename itself DC Comics, the same way that Timely Comics eventually became Atlas Comics and eventually became Marvel Comics.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the very first book from the company that becomes DC Comics, and it's one of the earliest editions of a comic book, because before this point, before 1935, there were collected editions that they would reprint Sunday newspaper strips. This is the first book that's all new material. It wasn't previously published in a newspaper, and so it's printed. It's really it's in black and white, and I really like that it's on this like newsprint. As I have said before, DC's quality of their facsimiles is just unbeatable. It's so good, and it's kind of in the style of Sunday strips because each page is its own like full page comic, because that's what people.
This is so fun.
It is, yeah, and this is what the cartoonists would have only known to work in at the time, because everybody wanted to be in newspapers. There was no idea that comic books would go on to become a thing. So each page is a different comic strip, essentially.
Oh, you got Oswald the Rabbit.
So, and that's another thing, is that if you kind of see it on camera here, at the bottom of the page, I can't even fit it on camera here. At the bottom of the page runs an Oswald the Rabbit strip. Now that is also an interesting historical thing. Susie, do you know who Oswald the Rabbit is?
Well, I mean, wasn't that like the original like Disney mascot before like Mickey Mouse took over?
Yeah, Oswald was created by Walt Disney and Ub Iwerks, who was Disney's kind of like main guy, the artist that did a lot of stuff. And during this period, the reason that Oswald the Rabbit appears in Fun Comics, I'm not going to put it on camera because I can't get it in there, but it says it says that it's by arrangement with Universal Pictures.
Interesting.
This was a period of time where Ub Iwerks, I think it was Disney lost the copyright to Oswald the Rabbit, and I think it had to do because Ub was also a creator on it. And so at this time, Universal owned Oswald the Rabbit, and they licensed him out to appear in this comic strip or in the comics. And that is why Disney is so litigious and protective
Ugh,
of their copyrights. That's why they went after anybody that tried to do anything with Mickey Mouse,
sure.
because they'd already lost one character. They were not going to lose Mickey Mouse.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so just a fun little piece of
Now,
ancient
close
history
to a
for
full
you.
century later.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 90
Insane.
years. But anyway, so I'm really excited about this. I obviously, you know me, I love my comic book history, and this is really cool. Just having this,
And again,
like
like
the
it's
very
fun
first
seeing
DC
like
comic.
the recreation of the ads and everything at the time.
Excuse me. Yes, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of like some on the road in the movies. There's some write ups of like Gene Autry and talk of the talkies.
A $57 speaker.
Yeah.
What a deal.
But yeah, so lots of cool stuff in here. So definitely, definitely check this out. Very, very, very cool. Okay, let's move on to some stuff that was done this century.
Yes.
There's a few collected editions, a few hardcovers coming out tomorrow that I just want to highlight. Akira,
one of the best
Volume
stories
2,
of all time.
the hardcover. This is the first time that the hardcovers have been put into print that weren't a part of like a box set or a collection.
Sure.
So you can just buy the series that's coming out. And yes, I agree. Akira is one of the greatest comics of anything that has ever been made. It's beautiful art. It's such a great story. It's just like weird sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, punk rock.
The characters are all great.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's so good. Oh man. It's yes. I really don't. I can't. I can't. There's nothing I can say about this other than it's just the greatest comic ever made. I just, I just don't. Like, you really do need to read Akira. Like, such beautiful artwork. Like, it's so good. Because I do. You know me. I do talk a lot about how much I like a good ink work, like strong lines.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see that Otomo's line work is just so beautiful. His character designs are so interesting. Like, it's another thing I talk about this. Some of the best mangas. It's interesting when you compare it to like a lot of newer manga and anime, because
Yes.
his characters all look unique. Like, they don't. Whereas like you get to later series where all the characters just have the same face but different hair.
Yes.
And like you can just see here, like all the characters, you can just see that they all have like a different face. Like, they're
different
real
facial structure.
Yeah, they're real characters. It's not that type of it's not that type of, I don't know, what do you call that, like the
same face syndrome.
Well, same face syndrome, like that's not an anime thing. That's like a lot of artists. Jim Lee has that. But no, that type of there's like maybe it's a derogatory term used to like that type of anime where they all just kind of, it's like really simplified. I can't think of it.
Sure.
But anyway,
there is something I noticed too. And like it wasn't until I started studying comics that I noticed it. Is like if you read manga, a lot of it is like they don't really have backgrounds. They rely a lot on like screen tones and stuff like that, or like the backgrounds will be taken on by like one of the assistants. And that's understandable. Like the manga deadlines are absolutely insane. Like if you look up a manga artist schedule, then like they get like 2 hours of sleep a night.
Yeah, it's wild.
A half hour of free time for a week. Like it's bonkers. So I don't blame them at all. But seeing the backgrounds in this series,
I just opened up to a random page while she was talking.
Perfect.
Look at this. It's so
look
full.
How gorgeous it is.
Yeah, and he did have a studio of people like help like doing backgrounds and stuff, but still, it's so beautifully detailed. Like, oh, it's so good.
The storytelling is fantastic. Like if you just like look deep into all the backgrounds, it's not just plain.
Right. And I think that's what makes Akira a modern masterpiece, because it's not just a really good story. It's like everything about it is just so perfectly done.
Yes.
It's really, really entertaining, but it's also something that you could study. Like if you really wanted to learn the form or learn the artwork, the science of making a comic, this is like one of the go-to books like that you would need to read. So I like I said, it's one of my all-time favorites.
And
I
it's always funny to
absolutely
think
love
about because I think it takes place like right after like another world war
it.
that
Yeah.
was like right around this time. So it's like, ah.
Yeah, it was like Japan. I think it was 2020. I think
Yes.
when Akira takes place and the atomic bomb goes off.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
anyway, some other books coming out tomorrow. Speaking of atomic bombs, The Hulk, Gray by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. This is a classic Hulk story by the late great Tim Sale. Um, Jeff Loeb did this series of books at Marvel where they were just standalone miniseries that were basically made to be a graphic novel, and they were all themed around like a color. So it was like Spider-Man blue, Captain America white, Daredevil yellow, because that was his first costume, and this one is Hulk gray because it's about
reminds me how like every series is having like a red, black, white.
Yes, yeah, it's similar to that where it was, but the idea was just kind of playing up with the simplicity of like the color that was tied to a specific era or a specific version of the character.
Sure.
And so yeah, this one is specifically like early gray Hulk, because like initially, as we all know, I lost track. There we are. As we all know, the Hulk when he first appeared, he was gray. He was not green. And then they realized it didn't look that good on the paper. Like the printer had trouble getting the color right. It was always like sometimes he would look black, sometimes it would be like white. Just so they're like, make him green.
Yeah.
Who nobody cares.
Yeah. Primary color.
Exactly. Primary. That's why a lot of comics characters are primary colors. It was because of the deficiencies of the printing quality at the time.
Yeah.
Like it literally in Hulk's case, like the printer just couldn't do gray really, so he became
Before
green.
anyone says anything, I know it's a secondary color, but
but it's still a bright color.
Still, yes.
Anyway, so yeah, this is a classic. And like I said, Tim Sale is no longer with us, but he's such a great artist. Definitely worth checking out.
Sure.
Another collected edition coming out tomorrow by some artists who are still with us. Metamorpho. I have talked about this book a lot when it was coming out. I like the character a lot, but I've only read like one other Metamorpho story.
Sure.
I love this book a lot. It's by Al Ewing, wrote it, and art by Steve Lieber. And I just love the way these guys capture the 1960s style of not just writing, but just the comics in general. And so it's a comedy, like it's played for laughs. There's a lot of jokes in it, but I just love that each issue is its own story, like comics were in the 60s. And it's silly, it's over the top, it's fantastic. Steve Lieber is a great artist. He really just kind of gets the more absurd elements of like a character like Metamorpho. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough. This was one of my favorite comics that came out this year, I think, whenever it came out. But I really liked it. So get the collected edition if you missed the issues. It is fantastic. Okay, let's talk about some issues.
Yeah.
There's so much coming out tomorrow.
I'll say like 20 minutes into the stream, and now we're finally.
I know we're finally getting to the new comics. So we'll probably blast through a few of the stuff that's like I've talked about before. I don't have a lot to say. I think this is the. Oh no, there is a second Marvel. We'll talk about this one first. Jeff the Land Shark. This is issue number 4. I haven't really been following this series. I think I've talked about before about how Jeff is reaching that overexposed period where they're just putting out tons of Jeff stuff. And this one's an ongoing series, and the art is not by Gear Hiru, but I have to admit I do like the artist Toki Tokoro, and it's a pretty good Gear Hiru style.
That's really fun.
Yeah. So the reason I picked this issue up off the stands to talk about is because I love dinosaurs, and there are dinosaurs in this, and this cover is just wonderful.
It's fantastic.
This is actually maybe one of my favorite Jeff the Shark covers, and it's by the cover is by Gear Hiru, so it just wonderful. So yeah, I haven't read it. I can't tell you anything about the story, but
you judged a book by its cover.
You know what? Books are meant to be judged by their cover. That's why the cover is there.
Yes.
Especially doubly so in the case of a comic book.
Yes.
Also coming out tomorrow, the only other Marvel book I think in my stack is The Thing number 5. This is written by Tony Fleeks, who is a guy that I enjoy. He's been doing a lot of stuff, kind of a lot lately. He does Feral, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
he was the artist on Local Man.
Oh, yeah.
So he's kind of getting a lot of
He's been
gigs.
keeping busy.
Oh, he's so busy. Like he's a really good artist, but he's also a pretty solid writer, and so he's been taking on a lot of work as a writer. And I really like this is just a 5 issue thing series. Uh, Ben Grimm, not the John Carpenter movie, and I like that he really just gets classic Ben Grimm. Like it feels like a like it actually. So I didn't realize this at first when I think we talked about issue one way back 5 months ago when it came out,
Yeah.
and I really liked it. And I said it had a retro feel. I didn't realize it literally does take place in the past. Like
Perfect.
So I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's supposed to be like an early thing adventure.
Yes.
So yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, there's a beauty to it that you don't even like. Sometimes if you do series that are in the past, they like lean way too hard into it, so it just kind of feels like a Disney production of what the 1960s would be like, as opposed to like an actual time period.
And this one is it just takes place like in a vague early period in Thing's career. But the art it's pretty good. It's very rare that it's very rare these days that I talk about liking the art in a Marvel book, and that's sort of one of the like only. It's like I like it. The art is by Justin Mason and it's good, but it is unfortunate because like I really like Tony Fleek's art and I kind of wish he was drawing this, but you know how much work it is to do art for a comic book.
Yes.
And when you're a working professional, you can't write and draw 5 comics a month. That's just not going to happen.
Way too much.
Yeah, so I get it. But they found a good artist to work with him. So yeah, I enjoyed this series. It's the final issue, so I'm sure there will be a trade paperback coming out soon.
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about something. You know what? Let's talk about a book that came out last week.
Oh.
That we didn't talk about because we didn't do a stream last week. Do you want to save that one? I don't. Everybody knows it exists.
Since we were just talking about Marvel,
that was like what I was thinking.
Segue to the next issue that you're having after this, because it's kind of like an in between.
There you go.
But
perfect.
The big event of this year is the Marvel DC crossover, which has been crazy. Yeah, these have been flying off the shelves.
I can't believe I took last week off and I wasn't here to promote
the biggest
Deadpool,
comic of the
Batman,
summer.
The biggest crossover. Although, to be perfectly honest, this book really doesn't need my help promoting it because it's like one of the biggest selling books of the year.
I think the variant covers like covered 2 shelves by themselves.
Oh yeah.
With so many.
But yeah, so this book came out last week. We still have plenty of copies if you're looking for it. Did you read this?
Yes, so I read everything but the is it Daredevil and
Green Arrow.
Mm-hmm. So I read all of the other stories. I know who like Daredevil is. I've just like never been like attached really to either of those characters, so I didn't really like check that one out because I don't know like their vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But I did everything else, and I will say like the whole issue, like it's all great. I will say that. The way the Joker talks in this issue threw me off. I don't know if you picked that up.
I agree. Actually, I thought it was a little weird. Like yeah, you can see him right here. It's it's.
I guess we should talk about what the story is first before we go into like the finer details.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about the story. Basically, Deadpool takes a contract to kill Batman, and then there's like a plot twist, and there's a plot twist on the plot twist.
Yes.
Joker is the one who hired Deadpool, and then Deadpool teams up with Joker, and then it's all pretty straightforward. Ironically, with all the plot twists, because it's just sort of like where you expect it to go.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot to say about it, honestly. I thought it was just fine. It was fine. It's because I'm more interested in just the idea behind doing. Marvel does a crossover with DC, which they have not done in
like 20 years,
closer to 30, I think. And of course, it's Deadpool and Batman. I get why. They are, in my opinion, the 2 most overexposed characters.
The highest selling.
I don't know if Deadpool outsells Spider-Man.
Sure.
Like actually, but probably pretty close. And certainly, the movie last year with Wolverine in it certainly rocketed
Yes.
Deadpool's overall
Brand.
popularity, his brand. Yeah,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, these two characters are the most overexposed characters of all time.
Yeah.
So it's of course they're going to be the crossover. Like
Yes.
it's just interesting that it's Deadpool, and like 30 years ago, like the previous time they did a crossover, it was like Batman and Captain America or
Oh
Batman and
yeah.
Spider Man. And Deadpool, nobody even cared about Deadpool. I don't believe
Right.
he was even a part of the previous crossover, the amalgam universe, even though he
Yeah.
would have been a character at the time.
Yeah.
It just nobody cared about him. But yeah, so anyway, the story, it's fine.
Yeah. I think like the weirdness, like to explain why I thought the Joker was odd, it's just the way he talked. It they all like gave him like a riffing, like that Marvel like quippy
Yeah, well, it is
language.
it is written by Zeb Wells, who is I don't know. I feel like he leans into that MCU style of
Sure.
writing the characters.
So it threw me off a little bit. I think I like mine a bit more like cold and calculated as opposed to like internet speak,
Yeah,
like quippy.
yeah. I mean the Joker. There's so many versions of the Joker out there, so I'm sure that's his version of the Joker is
right.
Giving it.
And it's not to say that it's wrong. I'm just saying like you like when there's so many different variations of a character, I feel like people tend to gravitate towards one that they like.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, like this one was a bit like different, just because like Deadpool was so quippy already, so it was weird to have multiple people.
Yeah. Also, Joker kind of makes some meta jokes,
right.
like about Nightwing. Actually, it's on this page that I'm looking at right here, where he's like talking about.
Like, take that.
Yeah,
Nightwing.
His Nightwing who talking about his glutes,
his assets.
Yeah, his assets exactly. Yeah, it does its job. The art is by Greg Capullo. I think looks pretty good.
The art looks great.
I do like Greg Capullo a lot. So that's in my opinion that's mostly what it's got going for it. And then the rest of the book, it's like it's an anthology, so it has a bunch of short stories featuring other characters that are crossing over. So you got Wonder Woman, Captain America, which is an interesting kind of weird story.
This one was also odd.
I think it was. I think this one was a lot of people's favorite.
The art is absolutely gorgeous. Let me just say
who's
the
Dodsons? Yeah,
they know
beautiful.
What they're doing.
That's kind of my general. I mean, admittedly, I'm a huge snob, but my general opinion is that the art on this book is top notch. Like they got really, really strong artists.
Yeah.
The writing is serviceable.
Sure.
It does its job, like I said. But yeah, so yeah, the Dotson story with Captain America and Wonder Woman, it looks great. I like that they go for that classic feel for the characters, because these are basically like the golden age versions of the characters. It's a short story that is like if Captain America and Wonder Woman both like were in World War II together, and then they kind of grow up through their lives together. And it's we were talking about this earlier. It's like this story clearly takes place in a world where all the Marvel and DC characters exist together just in one universe. And so you get to see all these big events like Galactus, and there's Wonder Woman and Green Lantern with Mr. Fantastic. You get to kind of see the big events with different characters. Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you see Storm and Captain America and Hulk there. And that's kind of neat.
Yeah, we were saying that like for stories like this, sometimes it's nice when they kind of skip over the whole like, oh, this is why the universes are together.
Yeah, I mean, even in the Batman Deadpool story, they have like a little thing about how they had to like reach across the universe to get an assassin capable of killing Batman.
Yes.
And I'm just like, okay, well,
yeah, we compared it to like, we don't need to see Batman's parents die again because we already kind of know. So like for this, like we don't really need to know why they're in the same universe.
We don't need to have a scene where they say the magic words to open a portal. Just have the characters there.
Just have them together.
And so a lot of them do that, thankfully, mostly because they have to in these short stories in the back, because they're all
like time.
They're like 4 to 8 pages long. I think the Jeff the Shark and Crypto might be my favorite.
Super cute. That's why I got this variant cover too.
Like legitimately might be the best. It's cute. Gear Hero just of course, they're the ones to do the like a Crypto and Jeff the Shark. Like they just have to.
Yes.
It's very cute. The Daredevil Green Arrow one about the characters that you said you hated.
I didn't say I
Um,
hate them. I just said I didn't like grow up
so
with
this
them.
this one is written by Kevin Smith, who you know who
Oh.
Kevin Smith is.
Yes, he's the guy from the Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, almost. But
No, I know.
he also famously had lengthy runs on Daredevil and Green Arrow.
Oh, wild! I didn't know that.
Yeah, Kevin Smith wrote. He was the one responsible for he wrote the first Marvel Knights Daredevil series.
Wow.
And he also wrote Green Arrow some years after that in the early 2000s.
That's wild.
And that's kind of my only like criticism of this. It's like it's a short story, and it's a little too cute. Like everything happens really fast. The characters are all very quippy in a Kevin Smith kind of a way.
Sure.
And I really would have actually kind of liked to see this story like breathe a little and get like a full issue of Daredevil and Green Arrow by Kevin Smith. But instead, we just get like the 8 pages. We get a fun Green Lantern Guardians of the Galaxy crossover.
Rocket Raccoon.
It's just like a little 2-page short. There's a Frank Miller Wolverine versus Batman, which actually I kind of like this one a lot. I know that Frank Miller is kind of the internet's punching bag right now when it comes to just like the kind of art he's making. But I love how like expressionistic this is.
At least it's different.
Yeah, exactly. I think it looks really good. But again, it's like just 3 pages, and I guess we're just lucky to have that.
Yeah.
And then yes, in the back there's a secret new character, which is, I guess, in the spirit of Amalgam, this is like a real mashup character. It's Wolverine and Lobo as one new character called Logo. So I guess maybe we'll see Logo show up in the DC's book that they're going to put out in November.
That's going to be the worst character to have to search on Google.
It's going to be pretty bad, yeah. Which also I didn't enjoy it that much. The Wolverine Lobo mashup. I liked Dark Claw more, the Wolverine Batman mashup. But anyway, so yeah, that came out last week. It's it's one of the biggest. I mean, just the fact that they did a crossover, I wasn't sure that they would ever do a crossover ever again between those companies. Yet here we are. So I'm looking forward to the DC one a little bit more. That one, the Batman Deadpool story, and that one is going to be written by Grant Morrison.
Oh, huge.
I like Zeb Wells, but I don't want to have to be put into a position where I'm comparing Zeb Wells' writing to Grant Morrison's writing. Yeah, because
that's gonna be fun.
That's a very difficult thing to win. Okay, moving on. Let's blast through some new comics coming out tomorrow. New issue of Superman, number 30. This is I haven't read this issue yet. I got to be perfectly honest. This is a good series, but I am quickly I don't want to say losing interest. My interest is fading because I know that there are a bunch of events and crossovers coming up. And as you all know, I am a party pooper sourpuss when it comes to crossovers and events. I don't like my comics getting sidetracked with all this extra stuff. Sure. So we'll see. This I think it concludes the story that they've set up with the evil Legion of superheroes, Darkseid's Legion, and then Superboy Prime, which these are all words if you're not like a super pun not intended, a hyperactive DC Comics fanboy,
of course,
who's really interested in deep continuity. You're not going to know what Superboy Prime
there's a lot happening
Legion of
cover.
Superheroes means, but yeah, it's been a good story so far. So I am liking it, but we will see if I keep following it through the events and crossovers.
But to up the quality a little bit, this latest comic,
Absolute Wonder Woman number 12,
huge,
one of the best Absolute books coming out right now.
Eisner winning and
well
I mean, deserved.
It's great looking. I actually do think this is one of the best comic books on the stands, and the fact that I even say that about a DC comic, like a superhero comic, is
bonkers.
Is no small thing, because very rarely do they get to put this much thought and craft into comic. And oh yeah, there's one of the events that's coming up.
Oh.
But yeah, just really, really good comic. Highly recommend it. If you've been following the Absolute books, I know that they've all been pretty popular. I still think Batman's the most popular out of all of them,
I
which
think
is
in a general sense, yeah.
that's what I mean. And that's bound to happen because
Yeah.
it's Batman's just popular.
Yeah.
But I genuinely believe that Absolute Wonder Woman is the best of the Absolute books coming out right now. So can't go wrong checking it out.
Yeah.
Also coming out tomorrow, The Invisible Man issue 2. Just
Yep.
get away from superheroes for a second.
Yeah.
These Universal Monster books have been great. Again, I haven't read this issue yet, but I liked the first issue. This is written by James Tynion 4, JT4, art by Danny, and it is good looking. These books have been great. Like that Image has been putting out these Universal Monsters books. I like how they just like capture the spirit of the classic movies.
Yeah.
And like also like all kinds of versions of the characters, but they're
Yes.
really, really good. So if you like classic horror, definitely you got to check these out. And there's also hardcovers out there for the previous series, like Dracula, Frankenstein, and Fishman, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That one. All right. Well, I'm hopping in real quick.
All right. What do you got?
I want to hop in with more of our spooky vibes.
Spooky vibes.
So,
hey, 'tis the season. It's spooky season,
right?
Officially.
And so this one I was actually really excited for. I had no idea it was coming out, but it is a new miniseries that ID Dark is doing.
That's their thing now, yeah.
Yes.
IDW Dark, or yeah.
So they're doing like a 5-issue series for the Twilight Zone, and it's each going to be like tackled by a different artist team for every.
Okay, that's cool.
I was worried at first because I thought that they were just going to be doing like comics like based off of previous episodes,
classic skits or classic episodes.
Yeah, but it seems like it's all like new content.
Oh, good.
So
good.
that's what I was excited
Let's flip through this.
In this one, I absolutely adore the art because I love ink wash in comics.
Oh yeah,
it is so bold.
This is
that.
really good looking. Also, this is written by Dan Waters, who he is really good. He's written. What did he do? He did one of the Universal Monsters books, and
perfect.
I
great segue.
I forget which one, but he did it.
Yes,
might have been the Creature from the Black Lagoon one.
But yeah, this one.
Yeah, this is good looking. Who's the artist on this? This is Morgan Beam. Yeah, this is great looking.
Right? And it's like, it's so bold to do ink wash in comics because like editors will always come in at the last second with like more tweaks. And so
yeah, and
something like this.
I have to imagine it's very hard to tweak ink wash.
Yes. Like the best you could do is like what they did in the old days is like take a new piece of paper and slap
literally
it on top.
It's called a paste up.
Yep.
Just redo it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen like a few episodes of Twilight Zone, like the original series and everything. I adored like Black Mirror, so I wanted to follow in more of that kind of.
I guess vibe. I don't want to spoil the like the general story here, the general vibe here, but yes. Go on with your story.
This definitely feels like it's an episode from back then. Like it captures the vibes perfectly, and I will say like the setup building into this.
I mean, the cover very obviously evokes one of the most famous episodes of Twilight Zone. I don't know how familiar you are. I mean, you said you watched a few episodes.
Yeah.
I love Twilight Zone, actually. I used to watch it a lot. They used to do like a marathon on New Year's Eve on the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah. I would watch that all the time. Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. And so basically this follows, we'll switch back to here.
Yeah.
There is a billionaire who is seeking immortality, like the secret to live forever. And it's funny because I've also like just listened to a podcast about like a billionaire that is doing that now by like having like his son plasma like injected into him and all these like rigorous routines.
I mean, that probably works.
Right. Well, I mean, it fit the vibe perfectly.
Yeah.
And so he goes to this remote, undisclosed island in order to receive this experimental treatments. And in true like Twilight Zone fashion, there are like consequences for his actions. For him being rash. We could show the page, and then I think that'd be a great stopping point.
Boom. Oh my gosh, you got no face.
So what's he gonna do? What happened?
Nobody's got faces. That looks really good. I'm definitely looking forward to reading this because
I think this was fantastic.
I'm glad to hear that because I like Twilight Zone a lot.
Yeah.
And I like that they're doing it in black and white. At least this issue. I hope they continue.
They're doing all 5.
Okay, excellent. Because
it's great. Even the ads are in black and white.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it had
Hey, it saves on printing.
I can't. I was thinking that exact thing. Yeah, they had generic ads for like random products, but it
Yeah.
was in black and white as well. Like they were just
Well, very
shipping with a
cool.
theme
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give that one a read.
for sure.
Also coming out tomorrow, like, geez, it's already 8:10. We got to blast through
Woo!
this. Conan, Scourge of the Serpent. This is another one where, like, I've talked about Conan a lot on this stream because
Yes.
it's been great. Grim Jim Zub has been
Yep.
killing it on Conan, and I see this and I'm like, another event, like another Conan book.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm ready to commit to more. I just want my one monthly book.
Speedrun.
I don't, yeah, but
They pulled you in.
well, the one they did last year, they did do an event, the Curse of the Blackstone. This is basically kind of like a follow up to that, not a sequel to it. It's just like a lot
Takes place in the
similar
same-
ideas.
Yeah.
So it's the same type of thing, and I liked it a lot. So darn it, Jim Zub,
They got you.
you got me. Also coming out tomorrow, Gehenna #4. This is the final issue. I've talked about this one a lot every time it's come out, and we're just going to show a little bit of it because it is such a beautiful looking book. Maurizio Rosenzweig, and I love this comic a lot. It's just two-fisted action. It knows exactly what it is. It is, what would you call this? Like, it's almost kind of like elevated trash, where it's just like
it's campy.
It's campy, but it's just like reveling in just the violence and the sleaziness of it. Like an old B action movie where,
Yeah, it
but
knows
like
exactly.
it knows exactly what it is, and it looks great. It's beautiful. And it's only 4 issues, which is another nice thing.
Yeah, not
really,
too big of a commitment.
Really fantastic. Highly recommend it. Also coming out tomorrow. Briefly, we'll just mention Escape #2. I liked issue 1 quite a bit. This is we talked about this one. This is by Rick Remender and art by Daniel Acuna, and this is a World War II story basically. But as you can possibly tell from the cover, that all the characters are like talking animals.
Yeah.
But it's a very like gritty world that they present. It reminds me a lot of one of my all-time favorite comics, Black Sad, which is like film noir but with talking animals, where all the animals are depicted not realistically, but like not with the simple cartooning. Like
Yes.
there's a lot of like effort put into the capturing the actual features of the type of animal that the character is. But there's still a lot of cartooning going on, obviously. But
Sure.
yeah, really, really good. This issue sees a little bit of a backstory for the main character. The first issue was just like all action. Make sure I press the right button. Okay, there we go. The first issue was just like all action, like his plane gets shot down and he's behind enemy lines, and now he's just got to figure out how to get out without getting killed. How to escape? Yes, but we get it. We get a lot of character stuff in this one, so this series has been really good. Highly recommend it. While we're on the subject of talking animals, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rites of String #3 comes out tomorrow. I mean, what more can I even say about this? Like, this is one of the best books I think that's come out. The first series was one of the best books. Very easy to sell to people. I just like if we can just like break the mask a little bit. You know, we do work in a store where we try to sell comics, and there's a lot of times where I'm like recommending stuff, and it's you got to feel somebody out to really know what kind of thing they like.
Yeah.
I don't have to try at all with this series. I'm just like, it's a horror book about a serial killer, and they're all drawn like cute animals.
Yes.
And everybody goes, "Oh my god, sign me up!"
And again, we say it's not like the cliche like, oh my god, Happy Tree Friends, where it's like just for pure shock value.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's a beautiful story.
It's a really good story, similar to Escape. It's kind of the same thing, where it's like you could just tell this story normally with people, but it wouldn't have that interesting visual dynamic, that flair. And I love this comic, and this particular issue is really good. I don't want to like get too far into it, but I think I might actually like this series, the second series, more than the first one.
And that's a big deal.
It is. I had some criticisms of the first one, even though it's really, really good.
Yeah,
it was definitely too short, and I feel like the pacing, like I mean, without going into it too much, I just feel like the main character, the bear, Sammy, the serial killer, she eventually kind of has a breakdown, but I feel like it should have happened a lot sooner than just like in the final issue, and then everything just gets resolved kind of cleanly.
Yeah.
I really like the pacing on this one. The new character that is introduced, there's like a cat and mouse game going on, no pun intended. Neither of them is a cat. It's a bear and a goose game.
Oh.
A bear and a duck. It's a bear and a duck game.
Bear and a duck.
And it's really, really good. You get some backstory for Sammy's character in this, and
cool.
I really love it. Okay. Did you have anything else to talk about, or are we just going to go through?
Super quick. I mean, you got to do your plug, so now.
Yeah, you were supposed to do
turn.
this at the beginning.
Yeah. What?
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yes. So I had a comic that also came out last week, so we weren't able to talk about it then. But it is Rick and Morty versus the Universe, Best Till Death. So super excited for this.
This is a comic that you drew.
It is.
This is all your art in this issue.
It's super fun. So it does take place like as sort of a spin-off for like a main series, like 5-issue mini series. But the beauty of this is that they wrote it so that you could read it by itself.
Each issue is a standalone issue kind of a thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you don't need the grander context. Like it could just be like another fun heist adventure for Rick and Morty. And so Rick does task Beth and Space Beth with stealing this Big Bang MacGuffin from a casino. And of course, Jerry comes along and hijinks ensue. And so this is just like a blast to draw.
Yeah, that looks great. As I've said before, like you really nail like the character models. Like it's impeccable.
Thank you. My last Rick and Morty book.
Yeah.
I will say real quick, my favorite one, little joke, I did this myself, was he was actually supposed to be clothed when he came out of like the cloning thing, but I thought it'd be funny if he was naked, and it has the little
Comics Code Authority.
Yeah,
that's beautiful. That was yours. That wasn't in the script.
No.
Oh well, that's the type of value that Susie Blake brings to your comic book project.
That level of detail.
And I mean that's I mean I haven't read the book, but I'm willing to bet that's the best joke in the whole comic.
Thank you.
So good job. I love it. And we're gonna have copies of this book on Saturday. You can come in and get a copy and get it signed by the artist.
Yep. And I'm going to be drawing all different kinds of characters.
She'll draw inappropriate things on the cover.
That's my favorite thing to do.
Oh my goodness. Don't say that on stream. Like you're going to get in trouble.
And we're going to be selling a copy that we did a little interview for this past weekend, where we got rib sauce, barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, that's
over
right.
A copy, and we're going to be selling that gross copy on Saturday.
Oh, you will be selling the gross.
Steve told me I had to.
You had to sell it. Okay, yeah, it's covered in barbecue sauce.
I think it's got like a chunk of meat in the bag and board too,
oh my goodness.
So it's gonna be extra gross.
So yeah, that's go to our Facebook and watch the video of Susie eating barbecue ribs while thumbing through her comic book. It's ridiculous, but okay. So yeah, good. And yes, you said this is the last issue. How did you find out about that?
So Oni Press just announced that they are not going to be continuing the Rick and Morty IP, and it won't be my last time working with Oni Press or anything like that. But they are discontinuing the contract, and they're doing a big finale with Jarrett Williams. So I'm super excited about that. But if I had to pick one book to end on, I think I put a lot of love and effort into this one. So if it's a way to go, it's a way to go.
Yeah. Well, like I said, you put the best joke in there. So
thank you.
Boom. All right. Okay, we're gonna blast through a couple of more books. Like there's so many comics coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
There's a bunch of new stuff, but one very briefly. I just really have to recommend Sleep again. I love this comic by Xander Cannon. This is such a good psychological horror. Where I mean, I don't want to be presumptuous, but it's basically a werewolf story where you never see the werewolf. It's just this kid, and it just follows him, and he blacks out, and he wakes up, and there's destruction everywhere, and he's just going insane because he can't figure out what to do about it, and there's a bunch of other things. It's all happening in a small town, so there's some other character stuff going on.
I feel like he stole our werewolf idea.
He might have, yeah. There's a lot of different werewolf ideas out there. But yeah, I really like that this is all in gray tone, black and white, except for very specific splashes of color. Like you see, there's blue here, and so there's clearly some kind of meaning to it's not just randomly or for show.
There's a lot of intention.
There's a lot of intention whenever there's a specific color on something that means something. like because it's not just blood. This is just paint. I think actually is what it literally is in that spot. But then like this machinery is red and his glasses are red. So anyway, fantastic, great comic book. One of my favorites that's coming out right now. Okay, a few others very briefly. We'll mention Viking Moon #1 comes out tomorrow. Talking about werewolves.
Yeah.
The selling point of this comic is very simple. It is Vikings versus werewolves.
Oh my god!
It really is just
what
that.
What a pitch!
Vikings go to the New World. They set up a colony in Newfoundland, and they fight some Native Americans, and then the Native Americans, Native Newfoundlanders, and then it turns out that there's an even bigger threat, and that's werewolves.
Heck yeah!
And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. The story kind of follows like a Viking who's sailing to the colony that was set up so many years ago, and they get there and it's just all wiped out and decimated, and they're trying to figure out what happened. And surprise, it's werewolves. Werewolves happened. You don't stop saying Wenwolf out loud. People are going to steal that name from you.
We need to buy the domain.
I know,
right
you need
away.
to get it. But anyway, yeah. So Viking Moon, check it out if you like Vikings and werewolves. I mean, and who doesn't? You know. Also coming out tomorrow. This is actually like legitimately the book I'm probably looking forward to the most.
The level
everything
of detail
in the stack
is insane.
This is Orphan and the Five Beasts Bath of Blood. Orphan and the Five Beasts Bath of Blood. This is by one of my favorite comic book artists, James Stokoe, and this is one of those guys that I'm always showing off random variant covers, and I say this is a variant cover by James Stokoe, one of my favorite artists, and I picked the comic because I just like his cover and I want to show it off. But he like all great comic book artists, they get so good that they don't make comics; they just make covers. And so it's the dream, yeah. The dream of all comic book artists is to not draw comics. And he's he works on his own stuff, but he gets around to it when he gets around to it. This is actually a sequel to the first 4 issues came out, I think, in 2021 when they came out. So it's been like 4 years since this. And this is essentially what I think should be issue 5 of the series, because it just kind of ended with like it was a stopping point, but the story wasn't resolved. Sure. And this just picks up where it left off. And it's basically just fantasy kung fu, and I absolutely love it. Like the main character is just hunting down these kung fu masters called the Five Beasts, and she's gonna kill them for revenge. It really is that simple. And I guess I should be careful about which pages I turn to here. But yeah, it looks great. I love his art. Like you said, there's a lot of detail on every page.
My God.
So much gets put into it.
There's no way he's doing like more than a page a day.
Definitely not. Like it took like 4 years for this issue to come out.
Right.
Who knows? I mean, I'm sure he was working on stuff in between then, of course.
Yes.
But like,
absolute insanity.
Yeah. So I am super, super psyched for this comic. It is about time. And like I said, one of my favorite comic book creators. So cool that this is coming out. Check it out. Okay, one more book to talk about, and then we're out of here. This is also a new book, Skinbreaker by Robert Kirkman and David Finch.
Wow.
All-star team on this.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, I like Robert Kirkman. He's written a lot of books that I love, but I don't love everything that he writes, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And David Finch, though, is an incredible artist. You want to talk about detail on each page?
My God.
This is such a lush-looking book.
Holy crap!
And this is a solid first issue. I don't want to say it's light on the story, but it's not a very complex story, is the way I'll phrase it. But there's some interesting character dynamics going on. This is kind of a fantasy setting, as you can see these characters. They're either like aliens or orcs or goblins or something. It's not really explicitly said. They just exist in this world. You're just following this tribe, and you don't really get a feel for what the larger world is. You just know what this tribe's
it's a little microcosm.
Yeah, exactly. So it could kind of go in multiple directions. Who knows? But man, it looks great. Like Finch's character designs, the way he draws, I like this guy here. He's got like his face.
Did he also do the colors?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well,
Yeah. Oh no, no.
Annalisa,
Colorist is Annalisa
she
Leone.
did a fantastic job too.
It's yeah, and again, any artist that's putting this many lines on the page for a colorist to really,
It's a
it's
nightmare.
a lot. It's a lot of work. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, this I liked this a good amount. Like I said, the biggest selling point of it is the art.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting story that's kind of got me intrigued and where it's going to go,
Yeah.
especially since it's like one of the things I've said Kirkman is good at is catering to his artists,
Yeah.
and I think he's doing that with this issue where he's just giving David Finch a lot of cool stuff to draw.
That's a sign of a good writer too.
I
Is
think
like
so.
to know who you're working with.
Excuse me, goodness.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm a gross person. But so, like I said, it's a good looking book. David Finch's art is amazing, and I think that they know Image Comics and Robert Kirkman know that because
Yes.
they're releasing a Treasury edition of the first issue,
Bold.
which, as you can see, is a little
Yes.
bit larger,
But they
and
knew that they were working with
they
greatness.
knew that they're
So.
working with a good looking book, and so you can just really like
Oh
see
my
that
gosh.
oversized art. So I wasn't really planning on getting this Treasury edition, but darn it, I
They were
really like it.
doing.
It looks good. Also, I like that the Treasury edition is printed on like newsprint. Like
Oh,
it's
very
the same
nice.
paper that they print the facsimiles on,
Yes. You do
which
love
I
that type
do.
of
You
paper.
know, I like my classic comic book. So yeah, this Treasury edition for Skinbreaker
Yes.
looks really good. Okay, that actually
We
we did
finally
it.
did it.
We blasted through everything. We speed run it. You don't have anything left you want to
Nope.
show off?
That was pretty much all it.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Like our friend Dan says, there's comics out there for everybody. It's not just superheroes. Sometimes it's weird alien monsters
And
or
werewolves.
werewolves. A lot of werewolves,
Yeah, a
actually.
lot of werewolves
A lot
this
of
week.
werewolves featured. But anyway, yeah. So make sure you come in on Saturday for
Yeah,
local comic
don't
shop
forget coming
day.
out.
We'll see
It's gonna
you
be a lot of
then.
fun.
All right. Bye.